Good afternoon, everyone. It is 1400 hours British summertime, and a very warm welcome on behalf of everyone at Darjeeling Children's Trust. We are delighted that you're able to join us today for this first ever international online celebration to honour our friends and supporters. I'm just going to take half a minute whilst final people log on. Let me, in the meantime, say a couple of thank yous. First of all, to Alan Taylor from the Club of Pontefract, who's helping with the Zoom technical backup, and he's pressing all the buttons and making sure that the operation today runs smoothly. Also to Joyce Dean, who has helped us with Eventbrite for the first time and some of the background administration. Ashwin Pradhan in Darjeeling, who has been an enormous help with the video clips and backup photography. And the guys at Jiya Music, who are going to entertain us throughout this afternoon. Also, if I could mention Sharon Patel, our trustee, who is just the most connected and inspirational person who has managed to pull all this together for us this afternoon. So, we are ready to go. Could I ask you, please, to stay on mute throughout the session? And if you want to connect with us, please use chat. And you can send a chat, if you send a chat, DCT Sharon, you'll be able to send a chat request or information or a question directly to Sharon. We'll pick that up. If we can't respond today, and we will have limited time, then we will get back to you. So please use chat for that purpose. And again, if I could ask you to stay on mute. So, good afternoon to all of you from the UK and Europe who are watching us this afternoon. Namaste and good evening to all of our friends in Darjeeling and other parts of India. And good morning if you are connecting to us from North America. I am very proud to let you know that I've been a trustee of Darjeeling Children's Trust for over 10 years now. It has been a remarkable journey and quite a wonderful story to be connected with. So much has been achieved since 2008, when Marlon Adams and Sharon Patel founded the Trust. And at that time and throughout that period, heavily supported by Major Wongde, our action man on the ground in Darjeeling, and groups of other trustees over that period. We've achieved from that founding beginning a remarkable amount of work. Over 70 children from some of the poorest communities in Darjeeling have had the opportunity for a sound education. 80 young people have been put through various vocational training courses, and with almost 100% success rate in terms of achieving employment at the end of that period for them and to support their families. We've engaged in numerous school improvement initiatives, healthcare initiatives. We've employed a music teacher and a travel librarian. We've also built a new home, which is a hostel for 100 boys and girls, and future generations are now in a much more secure environment. There'll be more about that later. Thousands of children have been connected through various community gatherings and concerts that we've organised over the years, and these have been tremendous activities to be involved with. But none, and I mean none of this would have been possible without the wider Darjeeling Children's Trust family. Our friends, family and supporters, all of you have been an integral part to the success of our story, and hence we wanted to connect with you this afternoon and give you this opportunity to engage with us and to enjoy some special time. Over £800,000 sterling has been raised over that 12-year period. That's well over $1 million US, raised and invested in the projects for the benefit of the children in Darjeeling. Every pound, every euro, every dollar, every rupee is valued. Today is about thanking you for that support. And we know that this event today comes against a backdrop of very difficult times in India and in Darjeeling itself with the pandemic. And we will be touching base with our connections in Delhi, and also Katie Carr, our current chairperson, is going to talk about that later. So our programme today includes a number of very short films that introduce Darjeeling to you and some of our project work. And those reflect on the life of the children and the benefits that have been achieved. And that is going to be interwoven with the unique sound and energy of Jiya music. I think you will love these guys. Very special musicians who are delighted are supporting us today. As I said, we'll be making a live visit to Delhi during the afternoon and also to Bristol. Overall, I expect the period that we'll be engaged with you to be just under 90 minutes, and I hope you enjoy it. So let's start by transporting you to Darjeeling and the foothills of the Himalayas. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I'm now going to take you down to London and introduce you to Kishan and the guys from Jiya Music. So we're going to connect with them in a second.
Hi, good afternoon, Hugh. Can you hear me?
I can. Hi there, Kishan. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks. How are you doing?
Yeah, fine, thank you. I hear you've had some problems with the weather down in London.
We had a very amusing last hour or so. So obviously, as you know, Hugh, we planned this date thinking that, some way into May, the weather will be good. And it was supposed to be good today. We set everything up outside. And as soon as we finished the entire setup, it started raining. So we had to shift the entire thing indoors. And this was around 1:15 this afternoon, right? It's not long ago. But we got it done. We got everything inside. We got everything reset up again. And I think it works. So I guess we'll find out.
Well, that's brilliant. I just want to thank you on behalf of all of you guys. Thank you very much for entertaining us this afternoon and supporting Darjeeling Children's Trust. If you want to just tell us a bit about your influences, and then I'll leave it to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Hugh. Thanks. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is our band Jiya, and we're very excited to be performing today. It's COVID has meant that we haven't been able to do many live shows in a while, but such opportunities arise like this, and we're very excited to be performing today, and very happy to be performing and supporting the trust as well, whose work I'll leave to the trustees to advise more on that, but obviously it's fantastic work, as everybody knows. We're here to entertain you guys for a little while, so we're going to be performing a few songs, and we're going to kick off with some Bollywood music, something from the 60s or 70s era. So here we go.
दिल क्या करे जब किसी से किसी को क्या हो जाए, जाने कहाँ क्या किसी को किसी से प्यार हो जाए। ऊंची ऊंची दीवारों से इस दुनिया की रस्में, ना कुछ तेरे बस में झूली, ना कुछ मेरे बस में। दिल क्या करे जब किसी से किसी को प्यार हो जाए, जाने कहाँ कब किसी को किसी से प्यार हो जाए। जैसे पर्वत पे घटा झुकती है, जैसे सागर से लहर उठती है, ऐसे किसी चेहरे पे निगाह रुकती है। जैसे पर्वत पे घटा झुकती है, जैसे सागर से लहर उठती है, ऐसे किसी चेहरे पे निगाह रुकती है। सकती नजरों को दुनिया भर की रस्में, ना कुछ तेरे बस में झोली, ना कुछ मेरे बस में। दिल क्या करे जब किसी से किसी को प्यार हो जाए, जाने कहाँ कब किसी को किसी से प्यार हो जाए। तुमसे प्यार हो जाए।
Thank you very much. Hope you guys are enjoying the music. This is a strange phenomenon for us. Performing in front of just cameras means that you don't get any interaction from the audience, from our guests who are listening. But like I said, I hope you guys are enjoying the music. And we're going to move on now to another song. Some of you may recognize this song from this.
टिप बरसा पानी में आग लगाई, आग लगे दिल में तो दिल को तेरी याद आई, तेरी याद आई तो देखा मेरा भीगा बदन। अब तू ही बता सजन मैं क्या करूं। टिप टिप बरसा पानी में आग लगाई, आग लगे दिल में तो दिल को तेरी याद आई। कहता है पल पल तुमसे होके दिल ये दीवाना, कहता है पल पल तुमसे होके दिल ये दीवाना। एक पल भी जाने जाना मुझसे तू नहीं जाना, प्यार किया तो निभाना, प्यार किया तो निभाना, प्यार किया तो निभाना, प्यार किया तो निभाना। कहता है पल पल तुमसे होके दिल ये दीवाना, कहता है पल पल तुमसे होके दिल ये दीवाना। एक पल भी जाना मुझसे तो नहीं जाना, प्यार किया तो निभाना, प्यार किया तो निभाना, प्यार किया तो निभाना, प्यार किया तो निभाना। कैसा अजब सफर है, सोचो तो हर एक ही बेखबर है। उसको जाना किधर है, जो वक्त आए जाने क्या लिखा है। के बिन जाता है कभी ना बीते चमकीले दिन ओह ओह दिन जाता है हम ना रहे कभी यारों के बिन दिन भर लूं प्यारी बातें चूमे शामें काहे रातें मस्ती में रहे डूबा डूबा हमेशा समा हमको राहों में यूं ही मिलती रहे खुशियाँ जाता है जाता है जाता है
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
You guys are enjoying, like I said. It's very unnerving not hearing anything after we finish the song. It's like rehearsals. But we rehearse here as well, so you'll see. This is our guitarist, Have Singh. His little boy, his little books are at the back there. This is his house. We had no choice because of the rain, because of the weather. But what can we do? We made it work, hopefully. Nilesh Thakur on the keys. No one's clapping. Maybe it's This is Rakesh on the drums. And this is Guru Vyas on the tabla. My name is Kishan Amin. And we're going to perform one more song in this set before we hand over to Hugh for the next section. So here we go.
आया हूँ आज मैं लेके जाऊंगा दिल तेरा रोके कोई मुझे टोके कोई मुझे दूंगा उसे जहाँ से मिटा काला मुकाबला लैला ओह लैला मुकाबला सुभान अल्लाह लैला ओह लैला आया हूँ आज मैं लेके जाऊंगा दिल तेरा रोके कोई मुझे टोके कोई मुझे दूंगा उसे जहाँ से मिटा काला मुकाबला लैला ओह लैला काला मुकाबला लैला ओह लैला हुआ तेरा मजनू तू बन जा मेरी लैला आज चलेगा जादू तेरा मेरा पहला पहला सुन के ये तेरी बातें डरता है मेरा जिया तू ही बता दे जरा क्या है इरादा तेरा दिल को संभाल तू हीरो नहीं तो हूँ तेरा रोके कोई मुझे टोके कोई मुझे दूंगा उसे जहाँ से मिटा काला मुकाबला लैला ओह लैला काला मुकाबला लैला ओह लैला काला दीवाना ला 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 ओ ला ला
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys have enjoyed the first few songs of our set. We will be back shortly, but for now, we're going to pass it back to Hugh.
Absolutely loved that first set. Jiya, all you guys there, that was fantastic.
Very much.
Really very much hoping that we can invite you to a live event sometime when the world turns a corner. That would be so brilliant. Thank you. We're now going to have a short 5-minute film that was made about 2 or 3 years ago by Ashwin Pradhan over in Darjeeling, and it's about the children's hostel. In the video, it's referred to colloquially as an orphanage, but it's a hostel that we have been engaged with for a number of years, and this tells the story about why it's necessary for the children to stay in that safe place in order that they can be educated in Darjeeling. And we'll tell you later about the success in helping with the reconstruction of the home. So we'll show the film now, and then we're going to go back to Jiya music after this film.
Human beings love to fly, but for some of them, their wings disappear in the sands of time. Some are born rich and happy, while some struggle to find the basic necessities that builds a life in our society. This is a journey of those children who needs to be nurtured and taken care of, for they hold a power to create a better future. Darjeeling, a place where happiness is found in every turn, a place that holds the capacity to lend a hand to its faltering brothers and sisters. Darjeeling Children Trust has been working responsibly by a partnership with the local people in Darjeeling to build an orphanage and to redevelop the lives of children and young adults. The orphanage redevelopment project has been split into 2 distinct phases. Phase 1 was successfully completed on 4th November 2014, providing accommodation for up to 60 boys. Phase 2 is centered around building the same standard accommodation for up to 60 girls. In the present day, the boys have been provided with much needed social space, and their basic living condition has been improving. Dabai Pani is located on the outskirts of Darjeeling town, which is still untouched by modern development and basic facilities. Here, the people are nurtured by nature herself. But due to the lack of higher school education, hospitals, and basic facilities, children from this are sent to town to get their education and school there. Lasnit and Aishma belong to the village, and they are the first generation in their families to go to a proper school. These girls currently live in the old hostel. The walls and floors suffer from damp entrance due to poor waterproofing. Their bedroom is nothing more than a crawl space above the dining room. It is extremely congested and there is no space for the sunlight to seep in. Doma, who has been here for 13 years, says, there is a need to improve the dilapidating conditions of these children, and it can only be possible if people can come forward to be a part of this positive vision to build a home for the poor and the needy. Life lived for others is the only life worth living.
Wasn't that just a wonderful film? Things have moved on from when that film was made, thankfully, and we have been able to provide this new home for 100 boys and girls, although that project continues and there is still some work to do. We're going to go back to the second set now, being performed by Jiya Music. Then after that, there's a short 3-minute film with Pima Bante, who looks after the children's home, and it'll explain to you exactly what's been going on in very recent times and where we're up to. So back to you guys now at Jiya Music for the next short session, and then we'll take you on to the film with Pima Bante. Thank you.
Back for our second set. We're a Bollywood fusion band. So what that means is that we draw our influences from India, Bollywood music, and also the Western world as well. So for example, he's a big fan of Carlos Santana. This song we're about to do is Ed Sheeran, and we're going to mix it in with some Bollywood music as well. So.
When your legs don't work like they used to before, and I can't sweep you off of your feet, will your mouth still remember the taste of my love? And will your eyes still smile from my cheek? 'Cause darling, I will be loving you till 17. Baby, my heart will still fall out at 23. And I'm thinking about how people fall in love in mysterious ways. Maybe just a touch of a hand. And me, I fall in love with you every single day. And I just wanna tell you I am. So honey, take me into your loving arms. Kiss me under the light of 1,000 stars. Oh darling, place my head on your beating heart. Thinking out loud, maybe found love right where we are. Darling, we found love right where we are. जैसे तुझको बनाया गया मेरे लिए। तू हमसे पहले सितारों में बस रही थी कहीं, तुझे ज़मीं पे बुलाया गया है मेरे लिए। कभी कभी मेरे दिल में ख्याल आता है, दहलीज पे मेरे दिल की जो रखे है तूने कदम, तेरे नाम पे मेरी जिंदगी लिख दे मेरे हमदम। हाँ सीखा मैंने जीना, जीना कैसे जीना, हाँ सीखा मैंने जीना मेरे हमदम। ना सीखा कभी जीना, जीना कैसे जीना, हाँ सीखा कभी जीना मेरे हमदम। पहला नशा पहला खुमार, नया प्यार है नया इंतजार, कर लूं मैं क्या अपना ऐ दिल बेकरार, मेरे दिल बेकरार तू ही बता। पहला नशा पहला खुमार, नया प्यार है नया इंतजार, कर लूं मैं क्या अपना ऐ दिल बेकरार, मेरे दिल बेकरार तू ही बता, तू ही बता, तू ही बता। Darling, we found out where we are. Oh, darling, we found out right where we are. Darling, we found out right where we are.
I hope you guys enjoyed that one. That's one of our favorite little mix-up medleys that we do. You know, we like mixing in Bollywood songs and English songs together, and then we just see what comes out, and hopefully it sticks, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. So we're gonna go back a little bit now, and we're gonna perform something from the 90s. This is the era that most of us had our childhood. Most of us. So hopefully you guys like this song. This is called Tum Mile Dil Ki De. It's worth us doing this song just to listen to this guy play that intro. Nilesh Thakur.
तुम मिले दिल खिले और जीने को क्या चाहिए। हाँ तुम मिले दिल खिले और जीने को क्या चाहिए। ना हो तू उदास तेरे पास पास मैं रहूंगा जिंदगी भर। ना हो तू उदास तेरे पास पास मैं रहूंगा जिंदगी भर। सारे संसार का प्यार मैंने तुझी में पाया। तुम मिले दिल खिले और जीने को क्या चाहिए। हाँ तुम मिले दिल खिले और जीने को क्या चाहिए। चंदा तुम्हें हो देखने को निकला तरसा है। आईना भी हो दीदार का निकला तरसा है। इतनी हंसी कोई नहीं, इतनी हंसी कोई नहीं, उसमें दोनों जहां कोई कुछ वैसे मटके ना। तुम मिले दिल खिले और जीने को क्या चाहिए। हाँ तुम मिले दिल खिले और जीने को क्या चाहिए। और जीने को क्या चाहिए।
That was fun. We'll perform one more in this set, then we'll pass it back to Hugh. And then we will be back for one more set afterwards as well. So do stay tuned in.
चौधरी का चांद हो या आफताब हो, जो भी हो तुम खुदा की कसम लाजवाब हो। चौधरी का चांद हो या आफताब हो, जो भी हो तुम खुदा की कसम लाजवाब हो। चौधरी का चांद हो। प्यार का नगमा है, मौजों की रवानी है। एक प्यार का नगमा है, मौजों की रवानी है। जिंदगी हो कुछ भी नहीं, तेरी मेरी कहानी है। एक प्यार का नगमा है, मौजों की रवानी है। जिंदगी हो कुछ भी नहीं, तेरी मेरी कहानी है। एहसान तेरा हो का मुझ पर दिल चाहता है तो कहने दो मुझे, तुमसे मोहब्बत हो गई है मुझे। पलकों की छाँव में रहने दो। एहसान तेरा हो का मुझ पर दिल चाहता है तो कहने दो मुझे, तुमसे मोहब्बत हो गई है मुझे। पलकों की छाँव में रहने दो। एहसान तेरा है, एहसान तेरा है, एहसान तेरा होगा मुझ पर।
Thank you very much. Like I said, I hope you guys have enjoyed those few songs from us. It's a great pleasure for us to be performing for you all. I'll pass it back to Hugh for now, and we'll be back shortly for our final set. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Everyone is loving the fusion, Jiya. Lots of warm, great feedback, which we'll relay to you later. It's wonderful. We're now going to show you a short 3-minute film introducing Pima Bhante, the wonderful Buddhist monk who looks after the children's home and who we've enjoyed a close partnership, working relationship with for 10 years now. So I hope you enjoy this film. In the background, you will hear the famous Darjeeling toy train quite clearly, actually. Let's go with the Pima Bhante interview film.
This Kripasan Buddhist mission was established in the year 1975, and I was the first child to come here get admission. And since I was brought up here, I had a mind to involve with this mission in future. When I was in class 12, I had a mind. I had decided to run this mission. I wanted to involve myself. I wanted to devote my life for the development of this mission. Children here get benefits, especially free education, health, fooding, accommodation. We provide them their textbooks. We provide school fees, school uniforms, and all the like medical facilities and clothing. And we also provide pet weddings, etc. Well, the mission was running in a building before. That building was constructed in the year 1922. So it was almost going to be 100 years old, and being very old building, the everywhere hairline cracks were developing. And by the earthquake of 2011, it got more damaged, more cracked, and so it was very dangerous. So when after the visit of Madam Marilyn in the mission, it was almost like a blessing in disguise. After the visit of Madam Marilyn and Mr. Wang Di as the trustees of Darjeeling Children Trust, they helped us to make a new building. And now the children have a safe, comfortable, big, spacious place to stay, like safe. So this is how the children got benefit from this new building being constructed by under the supervision and funded by Darjeeling Children Trust. Well, still we face a lot of problem due to scarcity of water. Very often we have to buy water to clothe, to wash clothes, to bath, even for drinking. So, and departmental supply of water is not regular, very insufficient. So, if harvesting, rain harvesting is done, that will be a great thing for us. That will be a very comfortable for all of children and us. That will be a great. Well, being involved in the mission, I enjoyed myself as a Buddhist monk. It is our prime duty to do something for the welfare of the society, at the same time welfare for the children, downtrodden children. And this is the main work for a Buddhist monk, to do something for the benefit of children who are in need of care and protection, and I really enjoy to do it.
So when you visit Darjeeling, one of the things that you immediately notice are the water trucks delivering water up the steep hills into the town, and the many, many hundreds of water pipes that are going to individual residences. Water storage is a problem in Darjeeling, and it might seem strange given the monsoon season and so on, but remember Darjeeling is at an altitude of almost 7,000 feet, and the water pours down from the hillsides. So Pima Banti mentioned there that we're hoping to develop we are going to develop a water harvesting scheme within the final stages of the construction project for the new home. And we think it's essential to do that. So I thought I would take the opportunity today to tell you about a fundraising campaign that we're going to be running throughout the whole of the month of July. And we're calling it 10K, 10 kilometers, 10 lengths of the swimming pool, 10 miles cycling for £10,000. We need to raise £10,000 sterling, if possible, during the month of July, in order to raise enough funds to give the children the water supply that they need. So if you feel inclined to engage with us in this particular fundraising project in any way that you can think of, we would be delighted to hear from you. I'm going to be looking at a group of 9 friends. There'll be 10 of us all together. I'm going to take them up to the Yorkshire Dales, and we're going to walk for 10 miles. And I'm going to get each of those people to sell some raffle tickets for a bottle of malt whiskey that I'll be supplying. And my group will raise some money that way. But please get in touch with us. You can send us a chat now. Send that to DCT Sharon on this Zoom call now, or just get in touch with your normal DCT contact, or send us an email. But we would love to hear from you if you've got any unusual ways that you can help us with a 10 for 10K campaign throughout the month of July. And then in early August, we'll be getting together to see how well we have got on with that. Send us ideas, send us photographs if you get involved in anything, and let's build up this campaign to make sure that we can do the best possible for the children with their clean and essential water supply. So thank you for that. We're now going to go live over to Delhi, and I'm going to introduce you to Raghavan. Raghavan is the architect supporting us with the construction of the Children's Home project. But I wanted to take the opportunity today to connect with India live, because we know just what the people are going through over there right now. And Raghavan has got family connections and friends in Darjeeling, and lives in the outskirts of Delhi. So good afternoon or good evening to you, Raghavan.
Good evening.
Thank you very much for joining us. I appreciate that obviously things are extremely tough for all of you over there right now, but I think it'd be worth if you could just perhaps tell us what your feedback has been in terms of the situation in Darjeeling, and then how things are around about you in Delhi.
Yes, thank you very much, Hugh, and good morning good afternoon, and good evening to everyone gathered here today. First of all, I do want to say that listening to this music was absolutely rejuvenating in the times that we are facing today in India. And I'm sure that each and every one of you has seen the horrifying images of the pandemic that has gripped this country. It is a huge humanitarian crisis. And it's very, very intense in Delhi, much less in Darjeeling. But what I would like to say is that, of course, the shortages of hospital beds, oxygen, plasma, medicines, and so on has been absolutely agonizing. But the difference in the second wave is that I don't think there is a single home in India which hasn't been touched by losing a loved one. In fact, Ranjita, who is part of our team, the construction team in Darjeeling, she lost her father to COVID amidst these circumstances. And by the circumstances, I mean the circumstances of not getting proper medical treatment at the correct time. So that is the reality of what we are facing. But at the same time, what I do feel, and some of my friends, our group of friends, what we feel is that, and this is something which I experienced firsthand in working with the DCT project in Darjeeling. It was a project of hope. It was a project of resilience and revival. And the thing that India needs most today is hope. And that can be a very powerful weapon in fighting the crisis that we are facing today. I don't think too much value can be created by blaming the government and so on, because that debate can go on continuously. But I really feel that, and I think that has been the greatest, the positive side of this tremendous crisis that we're facing is, once again, it is the power of the people. It is the common person on the street who has come to the aid of unknown people. There's so many youth who have started so many methodologies of getting essential medicines, or some families even cooking food, delivering it free to COVID patients. So I think this ray of hope is spreading, it's germinating, I feel. And once this spreads right across the country in all spheres, I'm sure that we'll be able to defeat this crisis. So I'm sure that you saw the video of the orphanage that was earlier. It was all very dark and dingy. And the Darjeeling Children's Trust enabled the sunlight to filter into the lives of these children. And that is precisely what needs to be done today in this country, is absolute revitalization and resilience of the people. And I can see that happening. Thank you very much.
Raghavan, thank you for your words. I mean, we are all so aware from watching our own news bulletins here about how desperate things have turned over there. And of course, we're coming out of it in the UK, fingers crossed, but watching other parts of the world who are suffering. So, you know, we are thinking about you. I do appreciate your words. And, you know, from our point of view at Darjeeling Children's Trust, this has been all the work that we have been engaged with, but not least around the children's home, has been a massive collaborative effort between people who are prepared to roll up their sleeves and help out in whatever way they can. And, you know, we have succeeded. Perhaps 1 year from now or thereabouts, we might have completed that project in its entirety. And it's down to you and the team in Darjeeling and everyone else who has supported those efforts. So thank you for that, Raghavan, and we wish you all the best. I'm now going to move down to Bristol and introduce you to Katie Carr, who is our chairperson. And Katie is going to bring you up to date with our current situation and our future plans. Hi, Katie, over to you.
Hi, Hugh. Thank you. Hi, everybody. I'm Katie Carr. Really good to see you all. There's lots of familiar names and faces on the call. It's great to see you, even if it's just virtually. I've been a trustee of Darjeeling Children's Trust since it was founded back in 2008. I took over as chair in January 2020, which was actually the last time that most of us have seen each other as trustees. But actually there have been some advantages of being a part, and this amazing virtual event is probably a good example of that, you know, being able to bring together people from all around the world into one call. So that's fantastic. Big thanks to Jiya Music as well. I've been enjoying watching how much they're enjoying playing. I'm sure they've missed performing, and it's been really, I think as Raghavan said, really rejuvenating to watch. So I'm just going to talk very briefly about where the trust is and what our plans are for the future. We've talked quite a bit today about the fact that we're about a year away from finishing our funding commitment to support redevelopment of the children's home in India. And that has meant that we've taken the opportunity this year to sort of pause and reflect on what the next step is beyond that in the future. Our activity in Darjeeling has obviously reduced this year through necessity. Some of our projects have kept going, but some of them have had to stop, take a temporary pause. And that's also given us the time and the space to think about where we want to go next and to invest a little bit in ourselves as an organisation and in our future planning. We're quite keen to build on some of the changes that are happening in India as well. So we've in the last few years come across a fantastic new generation of young people in Darjeeling who are really keen to work with us, to partner with us. We've been able to take advantage of new technology to keep in touch with people in Darjeeling in a way which 10 years ago we simply weren't able to do. And all of that is meaning that we're thinking really hard about how we can partner with new organisations in Darjeeling in the future. How we can set up new projects to take the place of the children's home once that construction project is finished, although of course we'll stay involved to support that home in the future, and how we make ourselves an organisation that's kind of, you know, to use a phrase I'm not particularly keen on, fit for the future. So how are we sustainable? How do we have the right skills in the organisation, and how do we build on the fantastic support that we get from our trustees in Darjeeling, one of which is Major Ongdi on the call today, to manage those projects in Darjeeling. So I suppose COVID, nobody would have wished for it, but in some senses it's given us an opportunity to sort of pause, reflect on where we are, and think about the future. So we definitely won't be abandoning any of our existing projects. We've got a fantastic child sponsorship scheme. We will be taking that back up again as soon as we possibly can, as soon as the schools are open in India again. We will be continuing with our vocational training programme and hopefully taking on many more students next year to make up for the fact we've not been able to take any on in the past 12 months. We've got fantastic projects around music and literacy, which we want to carry on with. And of course, we'll be continuing to finish off our children's home project with Raghavan and the team. And through all of that, I guess we want to keep the things which we think make Darjeeling Children's Trust really special. And I think for me, it's always been about our kind of personal approach. We've had to stop calling ourselves a small charity because we've realised we've raised so much money we probably couldn't call ourselves that anymore, which is a good sign. But I think we're sort of still a small charity in the way that we operate. We know everybody, you know, we work very closely together. We're able to take an individual approach to responding to individual needs. And I think that's been never truer than in the last 24 hours when we had a call for help from Darjeeling, from a man called Ajoy, who runs a partnership, a foundation in Darjeeling. He is part of the family that runs Glenary's restaurant. So those of you that have been to Darjeeling, you may have had a tea and cake in Glenary's during your visit. Glenary's has been repurposed as an overspill ward for one of the hospitals in Darjeeling, which is now full of COVID patients. and Ajoy and his family and his team are setting up that space to help patients that can't travel. They're in desperate need of oxygen concentrators, which are machines that extract oxygen from the air, and that's very important because in Darjeeling, the only way to get oxygen otherwise is to take cylinders down to Siliguri. That's 3 hours each way on a bumpy road, which may become inaccessible during the monsoon to be refilled. So Ajoy reached out to us for help, and within 24 hours, we've been able to respond to that need. We're doing it slightly to the side of our usual set of projects because it's not within our usual remit. But we are confident that we'll be able to help him with that and have an immediate impact on the health and well-being of people in the town, and that's incredibly satisfying. So I think that kind of personal approach and that responsive approach is something that we'll obviously want to cling on to, whatever happens in the future. So I'll stop there. I just want to finish by saying, echoing what Hugh said earlier, a huge thank you to you all. It wouldn't have been possible to do anything that we've done without the support of you all and of all our friends and supporters. It's great to see you all. Enjoy the rest of the music. Thank you to Jiya. Thank you to you all, and please stay safe.
Thank you very much, Katie. That was a great update and concise overview of where we are. Before we go on to the final session with Jiya Music, we've got a very short 1-minute film, which is about one of our volunteers. In fact, the last volunteer we managed to get out to Darjeeling in 2019, Kirsty Davison. But it's worth showing to you because I think Kirsty gives a really nice insight into the type of projects that we get involved in over there. And in fact, many of the trustees of DCT have come to be because they've initially gone out into Darjeeling in a voluntary sort of basis. So we'll show you this video clip now of Kirsty. It's just about 1 minute, and then we'll go on to the final Jiya session, which is about 25 minutes. And after that, I'll be making a few comments to close off this afternoon's session. So enjoy meeting Kirsty.
Davidson, and I'm from Manchester in the UK. I first came to Darjeeling in August this year, and I just fell in love with the place. When I got back to England, I wanted to find a way to give back to the community, so I started Googling Darjeeling charities, and DCT came up. So I got in touch with Sharon and said, I don't really know what you're looking for, but I'd really like to help your charity. And that's how I became a volunteer for DCT. So I've spent this week at Mahatma Gandhi High School teaching English. It's been an amazing experience. The teachers were so warm and welcoming, and they do an amazing job with children who have quite difficult lives. I found some of the children so studious, some of the boys from the boys' home, the English is brilliant, and I really enjoyed teaching them. During my stay in Darjeeling this time, I've also been lucky enough to visit the girls' home. The girls have been so sweet and welcoming, calling me sister, and they always say one game whenever they see me. It's been quite eye-opening to see the conditions that they have to live in, especially compared to England, where my son, for example, has everything that he could ever want, PlayStation, all kinds of consoles, and these girls really don't have very much at all, but they really make the best of it. I'd just like to say thank you so much to DCT for giving me this opportunity to come back to Darjeeling, to meet some wonderful people and see the amazing work that they're doing. Thank you very much.
Wasn't that lovely? And I think many of us have had that type of experience over the years. So back to Jiya Music for their final session. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you've enjoyed their music as much as I've had, and we've had such tremendous feedback over the past hour or so. So back over to you guys, and then I'll catch up with you at the very end of the session in about 25 minutes time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Hugh. It's very nice to hear about all the amazing work that the Trust is doing. we'll hopefully get a chance to go out to Darjeeling at some point in our lives when travel is allowed, when we can all meet up as well. We've performed some songs in English and in Hindi. I'm going to perform something in my mother tongue, in Gujarati now.
स्वीत तो साची मारी प्रीत तो हयानो गीत तो मार मन मीत तो हमें रात दिवस बस एक रटन तारो नाम किसाबो तारो नाम किसाबो मारो जाने गुलाब नो छो के चैन लीधो सुगंध है ना प्रीत नीरे मीठी मीठी तारी बातों जगाड़े आखी रातों आवा तो तारा प्रीत नीरे ये बातों तारा प्रीत नीरे ये बातों तारा प्रीत नीरे साहेब जी जाने हैं सब जी फिर भी बनाए बहाने नैना नवाबी जी देखे हैं सब जी फिर भी न समझे इशारे नैना नवाबी जी हाँ करता बहाने नैना नवाबी जी हाँ समझे इशारे धीरे धीरे नैनों को धीरे धीरे जिया को धीरे धीरे भायो रे सायो धीरे धीरे जिया को धीरे धीरे अपना सा धीरे धीरे लगे रे सायो 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 जाने गुलाब नो छो बेचैन लीधो सुगंध है ना प्रीत नीरे मीठी मीठी तारी बातों जगाड़े आखी रातों आवा तो तारा प्रीत नीरे ये बातों तारा प्रीत नीरे ये बातों तारा प्रीत नीरे धीरे धीरे जिया को धीरे धीरे पायो रे सायो धीरे धीरे बेगाना धीरे धीरे अपना सा धीरे धीरे लगे रे सायो सायो सायो
We like performing songs in different languages. So that was half Gujarati and half in Hindi. We've had some English stuff as well. So now we're going to move on to something a little bit more upbeat. So as we come towards the end of our program, it's flown by very quickly actually. Hopefully next time we'll have a lot more time. Hopefully we'll be able to meet in person, have some actual live music at a live event. But for now, here's our penultimate song.
एक हो गए हम और तुम तोड़ गए निंदेरे और खन की पायल मस्ती में तो कंगन तेरे ये पहली बार मिले तुम पे ही तुम निकले तुम पे ही जवानी धीरे धीरे दम मचले हम्मा 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 एक हो गए हम और तुम तोड़ गए निंदेरे और खन की पायल मस्ती में तो हम्मा 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 चांदनी जैसा ये बदन जन्म मिला तुमको मन में सोचा था जैसा रूप तेरा आया नजर हमको एकदम खुली खुली बान गोरी बाय करती है यूं हमें तुमने जो गले लगाया जो को हुए करने थे हम्मा हम्मा
Thank you very much. And I'd like to take a quick moment again to just introduce our band. Our band is Jiya. This is what we do. This is what we love doing. We've got Hav Singh on the guitar. We've got Nilesh Thakur on the keys. We've got Dil Vyas on the tabla. We've got Rakesh Shah on the drums. My name is Kishan. This is our band, Jiya. We hope you guys have enjoyed our music. And here we go with our last song for the evening. Here we go. Afternoon, evening. Depends where you are in the world.
चिकनी चमेली देखी चिकनक मीना देखी चटन चीते रोगी चीत किया तारे तारे बोल गिली गिली अक्का मेरी बात ज्यादा बातें बुरी बात खाली देख कटोरे लगे यार बात बुरी बात तेरे पीछे किसी ने रिपीट किया साला मैंने तेरे नाते कौन अक्का पकड़ के खड़ा है कम वक्त छोड़ना जाने ना माने ना ये जो हाल है सवाल है कमाल है जाने ना बदतमीज दिल माने ना पूरी दुनिया को गोल गोल चक्कर लेके मेरी दुनिया को मारा धक्का बॉलीवुड हॉलीवुड वेरी वेरी जॉली गुड राय के बाहर पर 3 फुट हॉलीवुड मेरे पीछे किसी ने रिपीट किया साला मैंने तेरे मुंह पे मारा मुक्का चढ़ा है फिर न जाने ना अब तो क्या बुरा क्या भला है अब पहचाने ना जिद पकड़ के खड़े हो कम वक्त छोड़ना जाने ना तुम्हें दिल माने ना तुम्हें दिल माने ना
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for listening. Like I said, I hope you guys have enjoyed our music. This is our band, Jiya. This is what we do, and this is what we love to do. So again, thank you for having us. And hope you guys enjoyed the music again. And back to Hugh.
Brilliant music.
Well, Jiya and the guys, and that was just wonderful. It was outstanding, way above our expectations. We've been getting such incredibly warm feedback from everyone. We have been asked by a few people whether you have released any CDs, and if you have, please let us know and we'll communicate that to our donor group. But that was very, very special. I'm sure everyone loved it. So that brings us to the end of this special event. I'm going to leave you with a short poem. It was written by a poet called John Donoghue to the people of the United Kingdom last year when we were in the heat of our own pandemic over here. And I want to dedicate it from everyone at Darjeeling Children's Trust to all of our friends and connections, especially in India, who are going through such a tough time. It's called, "This is a time to be slow." This is the time to be slow. Lie low to the wall until the bitter weather passes. Try as best you can not to let the wire brush of doubt scrape from your heart all sense of yourself and your hesitant light. If you remain generous, time will come good, and you will find your feet again on fresh pastures of promise, where the air will be kind and blushed with beginning. Thank you all very much. It's been a wonderful afternoon. I'm now going to bring this occasion to an end. Thank you.